Up on today's episode of Technoid, Samsung Unpacked Part 2 happened, and I'm going to explain in this episode why nobody gave a but also why they should have just released the Fold 2 the same day they had the August event. Also on today's episode, Google's Android TV dongle supply called Sabrina has leaked on the internet by retail sites and its price, and I will discuss it and explain to you why that is a major positive going into Google's next event and headlining possibly their TV services. And lastly, the Apple October event or September virtual event, whatever it's gonna be. I'm gonna start the path to help prepare you guys. I'm gonna explain what I think you should be expecting from this event and what not to expect. Because I know around this time of the year, a lot of people get fooled, so I'm gonna here to shoot your expectations down or possibly set you and tune you to the right adjustments. All that on today's episode, so stay tuned.
And I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe. And I get more ass than a toilet seat.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to Technoid. I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing well. Anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in as always. Now, guys, I got a couple of disclaimers. I want to do this fast. Just want to get to the episode. Disclaimer number one, thank you guys for watching my Google Pixel 4a review. I've been getting a ton of feedback. Everyone's saying that this was the most detailed, the most breakdown video they've seen of this phone. And I want to say thank you all so much for the support. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Disclaimer number two, we are in the final hoorah of this is going to be my last month or two, depending on how fast I pick it up. But this will be the last few videos that I make with iMovie. I have been privileged enough that I was able to save up, that I was able to buy Final Cut Pro X, and people probably say, oh, that's not a celebration, but to me in this lifetime, being able to pay $200 for a bundle in college, yep. So, in all seriousness, I will be switching over to Final Cut Pro X, and all my videos will be done from there, much more professional, much more detailed. So this is going to be my final goodbye kind of hoorah tour. I'm going to take about a month or two to learn it, and if I pick up on it fast, then I'll just switch over easier. But now let's get to the regular stuff. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you as always. Make sure you hit the like button. If you are new here and you're considering subscribing, please do hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss when I upload. And trust me, you will not regret hitting that subscribe button. And also, if you have Twitter, follow me on Twitter at Technoid12, where I post where all my videos or any updates of anything of any kind, so you can stay up to date with the latest of the show. Now that we got that all out of the way, let's get it going. So story number one, before we get to Samsung Unpacked Part 2 / the Z Fold 2 and that ridiculous event, let's get a couple stories out of the way. First story up, 'tis the season of mid-ranges. Mid-ranges, you have never ceased to amaze me. And Motorola has dipped their hats because, according to The Verge, the Motorola One 5G has finally arrived in the US. Now, I did cover this way back when the rumors were reported, and I discussed the rumors then and basically explained how it was going to come. Well, it's finally here. This is Motorola's first mid-range 5G phone, and taking a look at it, it still looks ugly from the front because those dual punch hole kind of look But in all seriousness though, it is a very worthy phone, as it is a much faster in terms of speed processing and has macro lens rings, from what I understand, which make a big difference according to The Verge, because The Verge is so reliable. But taking a look, it does have a decent amount of specs. You have 4 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, the 765G processor, and has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery with a 3.5 headphone jack, NFC. It contains a 6.7 inch 90 Hz display, OLED display of course. The only cut corner is its 1080p, which is not really that bad. And in terms of 5G, it will support sub-6 and millimeter wave 5G, limiting it to Verizon for the millimeter wave. And the phone will retail for $499, $500. That is really impressive. I am actually got to say, Motorola, you have something here. You actually have a good contender mid-range. Let's take all the specs and stuff out of the way. Just look at what you're getting. You're getting 4 professional cameras, which I think are good quality cameras. I've seen what these things can do. You're getting a nice display, a big display, if I say so myself. You're getting dual selfie cameras. Say what you want about the design. They look awesome to me. Well, I would say okay. But most of all, you're getting internal specs of pretty much what phones are going to be doing now. For example, the Google Pixel 5 liners are going to be rocking the 765G, so you're not really going to miss out much. And you have more technology and a headphone jack on top of it all. So Good job, Motorola. I'm actually kind of impressed. Now, story number 2, let's head over to Google. Now, as you know, I've been reporting of Google's new dongle for Android TV, and I've talked about it in the past saying that this is gonna be a big thing for Google because you're ditching Chromecast in favor of Android TV, but it's so much better in my opinion. Well, it looks like Google is ready to release this thing in time with the 4a and the Pixel 5, because according to Gadget 360, Google's codenamed Sabrina Android TV dongle has surfaced on retail sites, and its price also leaked as well. So taking a look at it, the codename Sabrina pretty much is what it might be its running title, or probably just a codename to these retail outlets. And taking a look at them, they're really no different from the standard Google Chromecast. The only difference is just a little bit of a more egg shape in my opinion. But taking a look also, the pricing is actually pretty cool. So the price is gonna retail for $49.99 as the media kind of expects it to. It will go up to $60 depending on storage and if they do decide to make a 4K version. Some people are suggesting that this is the 4K version. I might believe it because taking a look at it in more details, it does support Dolby Vision and HDR10, maybe even HDR10 plus, but I think that it is the 4K version, and the fact that Google is offering this at such a nice price point with Android TV, that's a very good thing for them, because that's really where the market's going to. Look at what Nvidia did with Android TV. They practically made a game console out of it. So I see a lot of potential with this, and Google optimizing it with the Pixel ecosystem, plus your Nest and all that, you've got yourself a recipe for success. So nice job, Google. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Last story before we get to the Fold, let's talk the Apple Fall event. Now, as you know, the rumors and everything are starting to grind up, picking up more pace. Everybody trying to bank off of this guy versus that guy versus that guy, and it's getting all over the place. Now, according to Yahoo Finance, they're also trying to do this. And after reading the article, I'm gonna tell you guys what you should expect for the fall event. Now, you probably have seen the rumors and reports from John Prosser. He has said that we're gonna get an iPhone, an Apple Watch, an iPad reportedly, and a couple of other things. Well, this is my personal opinion. You don't have to take it for exactly, but I personally believe we are only gonna get an iPhone and an Apple Watch. The reason I say that, and I'm not saying that in a sense like it's only gonna be that, and let me explain why. The reason why I say the iPhones and the Apple Watch is because a year prior we had an event that was solely Apple Watch and iPhone. If you guys don't remember it, I clearly do. It was the iPhone XS and the Apple Watch Series 4 or 5, I don't know. It was like a year or two ago. But in all seriousness, those are the two best fire things that are guaranteed to happen. So you can never go wrong with picking those two. If I had to pick something on the sideline, I would go with the iPad Air. Not necessarily the Pro, because that would be for October, but looking at it in a little bit more, I think those are the only 3 safe bargains. I put iPad in kind of a boat, because if Apple does decide to release the iPad Air with the iPhone and stuff, that would definitely surprise me. That would definitely set my expectations to be like, well, damn, I didn't know that. But I'm gonna say it again, I'm gonna say it like I say it every freaking year. Set your expectations from here to here. I'm not saying it again. Go from here to here. And last story, the main story, the one we're gonna spend a little bit of time of, the Samsung Unpacked Part 2 event of the Galaxy Z Fold 2. Now listen, I watched it, I didn't care. And I can tell the world didn't care because the maximum views that event had was 5,500 people. Like, I don't understand why Samsung thought it was a good idea to release this thing in a part 2 press event. This didn't even feel like an actual event. This felt more like, we're just gonna make a video and this, what was the point of this? Like, listen, it's bad enough the folds don't make up any big percentage of sales. It's bad enough the folds are not as durable as you think, but it's even worse when the people can't even get behind it. Look at the live stream numbers. I'm not making this up. I was there. The only time it ever peaked was at 5,500 views and people watching. It just shows you that people do not care about the foldables, or not that they don't care, but there's just no interest right now. Of course, there is probably going to be some upgrades and things in the future, and then we'll get there. But Samsung, you really thought it was a good idea to host this thing at a second event. Am I missing something? Am I saying anything wrong? Like, why didn't you just release it with everything else? It was bad enough you had to make us drag out another event, but this event did really pretty much everything we knew it was going to do. Because taking a look at the Galaxy Z Fold 2, it was everything the rumors and the reports claimed it was. We didn't even need to watch this event to know exactly what it was going to do. Like, come on, did you really need to watch the whole thing? I turned it off by the halfway point. I'm like, all right, I don't need to watch anymore. Did you really need to watch this? And did you even need to be an expert to guess how much you thought this thing was going to be priced at? Because if you thought it was going to be cheaper than the previous model, you are just as retarded as Samsung. Because this thing retails for $2,000. And it comes with 5G just to back it up. But I will say it could have been worse. Could have been a lot expensive. But again, why did you release this at a part 2? I don't get it. Because taking a look at it, it's actually a pretty good phone. I gotta say, this is one of the better folds that Samsung has made. But I would have just been okay if you had released it earlier. Because when you watch it in this event, you're like, so y'all really had to drag out a second event for this? And it's probably not even gonna sell as much. And the phone is actually pretty cool. The build quality is nice, the specs are actually incredible, the fold itself looks a lot better, it does have a better hinge according to Samsung, and of course it does great multitasking, it has a lot of good stuff, but did we really need to see this again? I cannot emphasize it. Did we really need to see this at a part 2? I didn't think we needed to. I would have been fine if Samsung had just released the Fold 2 the same time with everything else. I don't understand why they did that. And personally, it felt like a waste of time. But maybe you enjoyed it. Maybe you got something out of it. So if you enjoyed the event, let me know your thoughts down below. And yeah, the Z Fold 2, it looks like a good device. I like the potential. I like that they're stepping their game up. I like that it finally has a full screen display on the front versus what they had last year, and a much better inside. So it's definitely a step up from the previous version, but it's not gonna sell. At least not on a big global scale. It will make money, but it won't make as much. And I think Samsung acknowledges that and they know that. So this is really for a specific type of market. Now, I'm not part of this market yet. I might consider it once they get an IP and water resistant, dust resistant, whatever. But the point is, it's just not for me. But let me know your thoughts down below if you enjoyed it. And that's it for today's episode of Technoid. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Take care, everybody, and peace!